Hello my dear students, welcome to my channel Naomi's EduCard. Today's topic in my card is chorionic villus sampling. If you are a student of biology, biotechnology or genetics, please request you to consider subscribing to my channel because I will be making many more videos related to the subject of biotechnology and genetics. So without further ado, let us start with the lecture. Chorionic villus sampling is an invasive prenatal diagnostic procedure. It is usually performed between 10 and 13 weeks of gestation. Now, CVS is a procedure which can be performed by two procedures, either trans-cervically or trans-abdominally, and its accuracy is between 97.5% to 99.6%. How does CVS works? CVS actually works by removal of a part of the placental cells called as the chorionic villi. If you take a closer look at this particular diagram, chorionic villi is actually derived from the trophoblast cells. Trophoblast is the outermost embryonic layer of the blastocyst. Now this particular cells from the chorionic villi, they actually serve as a ready source of fetal cells, which helps in diagnosis of various kinds of chromosomal abnormalities as well as any kind of autosomal or recessive autosomal dominant or recessive conditions. How the test is performed. Now, I already told you that CVS procedures can be done by two ways, either trans-cervically or trans-abdominally. The doctor decides which procedure to go in for depending upon the position of the fetus. Now, the position of the fetus is actually determined by the location of the placenta. If you take a closer look at this particular image, here in this first figure, okay, the placenta is posterior in position, while in the second image, the placenta lies anterior in position. And in the third image, the placenta is fundal in position. The doctor is able to examine the position of the fetus depending upon the ultrasonographic observations. So, if the placenta is posterior in position, then trans-cervical procedure is carried out. Here in this particular procedure, under ultrasonographic observation, a thin catheter is introduced through the cervix into the uterus and the sample is collected from this position. That is, the chorionic villi is collected from this position. If the placenta is anterior in position, then trans-abdominal procedure is followed. Here too as well, under ultrasonographic observation, a thin needle is inserted through the abdominal cavity into the uterus and the sample is collected from the placenta. The sample which is collected is then transferred to a fresh sterile tube containing an appropriate medium. This particular sample is then transferred to the laboratory for chromosomal analysis. So what are the indications for one to perform this particular test? The very first indication is identifying any kind of abnormal results during the routine antenatal screening test. Next, a previous child with any kind of chromosomal or genetic abnormality. Third, known carrier status of a genetic condition. Fourth, a possible family history of a genetic condition. And the fifth reason is if at all an ultrasound scan shows any kind of evidence of fetal abnormality associated with a chromosomal or genetic condition. For example, a nuchal translucency thickness is too high, or absence of nasal bone, or any kind of other structural anomaly if detected during the ultrasound. Not all women undergoing this procedure show any signs of complications, but yes, a certain percentage of women do show signs of miscarriage after chorionic villus sampling. There are complications associated with vaginal bleeding. Also, other complications include pain, infection if typically the tools which were used during the procedure are not sterile. There are also chances of amniotic fluid leakage if there is a puncture which has occurred in the amniotic sac, and also chance of rhesus sensitization. Rhesus sensitization will occur if at all the mother is having a negative blood group, and her antibodies starts sensitizing the fetal RBCs. There is also an added risk of 1% mosaicism result. Now, mosaic result is typically when the karyotype shows mixed chromosomal observations, in the sense this particular condition usually occurs when the maternal cells also get mixed with the fetal cells. Since we are drawing the sample from the trophoblast cells, there are chances of maternal cells also to get mixed, and therefore the result shows a mixed karyotype. However, this particular limitation can be rectified in the second trimester during amniocentesis. The biggest advantage of this test is that this test can be performed early in gestation. Let me tell you that abortion in India is legal up till 20 weeks. Okay, so if any kind of abnormality is detected through this particular test, the couple has ample amount of time to make the decision whether they would like to continue with the pregnancy, or whether they would want to terminate the pregnancy. So with this, we end with our today's lecture. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and comment in the comment section below. Once again, I humbly request you to please subscribe to my channel. Thank you everyone.